Obviously he would. But see, that's not what everybody's saying. Everybody's looking at this footage and saying, oh, well, he could beat Malignaggi. I've seen all these stupid people say this after watching his open gym, his open media workout. Seeing how that was, they put out that film on that open workout because they saw how the media was looking at that open workout like, what? Are you serious? And I'm like, do y'all realize Conor McGregor would not beat Paulie Malignaggi in a boxing match? I mean, 100%. He would lose in a 12-round decision to Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie might stop him. That's the thing that y'all don't really realize. If Paulie had a camp and Paulie was in shape, do you think Conor McGregor would be in competition with him? Really? And this is what I understand for internet people. I don't get mad at y'all for looking at the clip and saying Conor whooped his butt. That's 58 seconds of edited footage. 58 seconds of edited footage. He didn't do nothing. They fought 12 rounds. Where is the footage? Where is the tape? When the fight is over, tell them to release the 12 rounds. They still won't do it. They ain't gonna release the 12 rounds. Then why won't they release the 12 rounds? They didn't work on no strategy. When the fight's over, tell them release the footage. When the fight is over with Floyd, they could release the 12 round between him and Paulie. He could release the sparring session. Since you took the edited footage and decided to edit it to try to make Conor look good against Paulie. Nah, that's what they trying to sell you. See, you guys are conventional UFC fans. Y'all believe in stupidity. Y'all believe Rocky was a real movie. Rocky was just real life. They edited the film. They showed when Conor landed a left hand and he didn't land another punch. Then they showed the time where he pushed his head down and then Paulie fell down. And he hit him with a little slapping punch. They showed you two different clips. Two clips together made less than 1 minute of a 12 rounds. For real, did he knock Paulie Malignaggi down? That just shows you how stupid you are for putting that comment. He didn't knock Paulie Malignaggi down. He pushed his head down with his forearm. Paulie was falling down off balance when he got up. Idiot. He's going to throw a little garbage punch when he tried to come up. Are you kidding me? That shows the stupidity of people. Do you realize they sparred 12 rounds? Do you know how long a round is? 3 minutes. They sparred 12 3-minute rounds. He went 12 rounds out of shape. They showed you 58 seconds of a... That's not even 1 minute of a one round. What happened the rest of the rounds? If you weren't a stupid idiot, you'll be asking what happened in the rest of those rounds. I want to see the footage. I guarantee they didn't show you Paulie Malignaggi throw one punch in the whole 58 seconds. Well, if you're not a stupid idiot, then this don't pertain to you. This is only for stupid idiots. It's Stupid Idiot Day. I mean, what do you get from a shout out? I never get the people shout me out, dog. I'd be like, okay, Giovanni Gucci. Is that gonna make your whole day now? I really don't get that. It's crazy. When this is over, I want that fat, stanky warthog named Dana White to put it out and release it to the fans. I mean, come on, warthog. Come on and put it out to the fans. Because you keep talking about, we can't let them, Floyd and them know what we're working on. I don't want Floyd Mayweather to know what we're working on, so I don't want him to see my Lucky Charms. So we're going to wait to after the fight. That's why we haven't released the footage with Paulie. But you can see, man, I was beating him. Oh my God, it was bad. Don't matter. Nothing he bring is gonna work. After what I seen in that media workout session. Unless his strategy was to try to look bad, there's no way he's going to be able to mess with Mayweather. Now, Paulie wants a real fight. After this is over, he wants McGregor to fight him. Like, let's do a real fight now. I want that real fight. I mean, I'm in my office today because I got a lot of business to attend to. Oh yeah. Got the Band-Aid on today. Kind of messed up my head a little bit. That little mark there, I gotta get rid of that thing too. It's irritating me. That's why I used to be all the time. Y'all remember that? They used to be like, say no, what's up? But here's the thing. This is what the stupid people was doing. Not anybody that listen to me. Anybody who don't listen with me. They're the stupid people. What is this? That's Negan. Autograph to me. And what he said, I will shut it down. Now, Oh, you can hear that rumbling of the old computer. Now, what I was talking about was this. All the people that listen to me, they're smart. They're very smart. Because I'm not going to lead you astray. I'm not going to lead you the wrong way. Hood stories coming soon. But I'm not going to lead you astray. Mainly because I want you to have the information correctly. You can never say you didn't get the information correctly. Stupid people could look at this clip and say, in 58 seconds, because I even told Dana White, what is this supposed to prove? 58 seconds, and you supposed to have beaten Paulie Malignaggi? Anybody with common sense know that this is dumb. They listen to this and go, that don't make any sense. Why would this even be there, and why would that be here? I told him to release the tape. If anybody see that, I told Dana White personally, release the tape. Why everybody keep asking me about Charlestonville? When Charlestonville happened, I addressed the President of the United States of America when I put out his address. In the middle of his address, I blame him for the whole thing. And that's on my other channel. And everybody's like, well, where can we find the link? It's in the description box. It's in the description box. It's all the links to the other channels are in the description box. Dana White knows I exist. Dana White tried to have me taken down. There you go, Tevin. Donald Trump created this atmosphere for this to happen. Screen Fiend is the movie channel, yes. Well, thanks, Bo Real. Now, there was one person in here asking me relationship advice. What in the world was that? Who was that? Was that Sergio or somebody in here? Are you still in here, Sergio? Or did you disappear? Yeah, he been messaging me like all while I'm eating food. I'm watching Power. I'm watching Ray Donovan. And then he was early on. He was in this chat. So I guess he's gone. Well, you blew your spot and you blew your chance, Sergio. Patience is it's an amazing virtue. Everybody talking about Dre gotta die. That's what it gets me. Everybody keep talking about Dre gotta die. But the thing is, Dre is the type of guy that stays alive because they bounce around and doing everything else. And eventually they're going to run into a situation where something's going to happen. Because they run out of places to go. Mark, there's nothing wrong with Ray Donovan at all. This is the best Ray Donovan's been in years. Well, Paulie's not answering because Paulie don't want to do any interviews. Paulie don't want to talk. He's kind of said all he wants to say. Nah, don't worry. I'm not finna do a Ray Donovan breakdown right now. Yeah, he challenged Conor, and I want to see that happen. Because that's the thing that gets me is that they basically villainized him. They embarrassed the brand of Paulie Malignaggi. You know, he got his clothing line, Future Legend. His name, his reputation. Y'all made it look like he was a bum. You guys damaged his reputation. I got a special video uploading right now. On my movie review channel. Uh-oh. Something just went wrong. Okay. What's the director that likes all the explosions? Michael Bay. That's his name. Michael Bay. It is uploaded to my movie Screen Fiends account. There you wow, you got the notification already, Tevin. See, that one there's no problem. Bad Boys 3. No, I did not say Drake was better than Kendrick because he made club records. I say he makes better records than Kendrick. I said I was in the club and they don't even play Kendrick Lamar songs in there. But you'll hear Drake all day long. But Drake make better records. On the radio too. Don't nobody keep playing that unless they paid to. Unless Jimmy Iovine plays these songs, you wouldn't even play Kendrick Lamar. You wouldn't even be talking about Kendrick. Kendrick be just like Schoolboy Q right now. Schoolboy Q got a better album than Kendrick Lamar. You can go song for song with Schoolboy Q and Kendrick Lamar album, Damn, and Schoolboy Q album crushes his album. Crushes it. But he's got no money, but he don't have the power, the Jimmy Iovine machine behind him. The machine, Jimmy Iovine. And he brainwashed you people into believing Kendrick. Now everybody, Kendrick's the greatest in the world. King Kendrick. It'll be like, LA is infected with it. I don't even want to go towards LA. I don't even want to hear LA. LA is nothing but Kendrick right now. They so brainwashed with Kendrick, that's just it. They don't know anything else. I'll tell you a story right here live. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to tell you about my story in LA. We were out there for something. This is like 2012, 2013. I can't recall when exactly it was, so please forgive me. But while we out there, this is not really a hood story, but I guess it could be. So we out there doing something. It was something boxing related, and there was a guy that had this like tape or whatever, the CD or whatever. And you know how people be, yo man, yo, check this out, man, this is hot. Buy this album, buy this CD, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me get like $2-3, man. So we got the little disc or whatever, and we chilling. And next thing you know, we getting on the plane, we going somewhere else, and we on this shuttle bus. And the shuttle bus is taking us, downtown and all this stuff. So the guy that's on the bus is telling me about this guy named Earl Sweatshirt and all this. And he just keep going off about Earl Sweatshirt. And he was like, yo, man. And on this disc, it got Earl Sweatshirt. It had Schoolboy Q. It had Vince Staples on it. It had everybody on this disc. And I was like, oh, man. So he going off about, yo, man, this dude is nice. You gonna do this and this and this and that. Listen, man, you made a good purchase. Dude, I got this other thing you gonna like too. And this other guy here, and he's dope. And here's his name, and here it is. Check this out. And then I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm doing my thing, and I'm listening to this guy go on and on. I'm just like this dude won't stop talking about this sweatshirt guy. So when I got to where I was at, and we got off the thing, and he went his own way. That's crazy. Straight crazy. And I was like, man, that's unbelievable. So, yeah, since that time, I mean, when I saw it and I listened to his music, though, it's kind of not me, but I understood exactly what he was saying when he was on the bus. I knew exactly what was going on there. If you listen to what he was saying, he's more of a producer than he is a rapper. When I listen to him, he sounds his lyrics is okay, but it sounds more like he's reading it. But it could be his style. But he's a better producer than he is, I think, than he is a rapper. So that's my opinion on him. But yeah, he was mad cool, even though he was annoying. He was mad cool. But LA is crazy like that. LA is crazy like that. You be in one area and people be a certain way. You just walk up the block, because the blocks are like 6 million miles long. They not like blocks like where we live. They block can go for like 16 blocks put together. And by the time you get up the block, you'll see black guys on skateboards. You like, this is weird. It's entirely different, like, society things. Is nuts. I played video games, yeah, when I was like 12. It's Nintendo all day. Who's still around and who ain't? We used to have that talk back in the day. Which system was better? We used to have that all the time. Which was better, Nintendo or Sega Genesis? Nintendo had, to me, better games. And even though Sega made games, and this is what people didn't know, they were always known for making games until they decided they wanted to go into the system business, because they used to make games for Nintendo and everybody else. And Sega was like, you know what? We're going to come out with our own system. And what they had that Nintendo didn't have was blast processing. Their blast processing made the gameplay faster than ever. They pushed the limit, because here in the United States, there's a certain limit as to what speed you could actually play a game. Because they fear epilepsy and everything else. So in Japan and other places in the world, the gameplay is like this. Mad crazy. Mad crazy. So here, because of epilepsy and everything else, they have a certain speed restriction that you kind of follow. Guess you guys know that now. There's a certain restriction you have to follow for these games that makes the gameplay slow. By Sega, Sonic the Hedgehog was the first one that really hit the borderline with this blast processing. It was so fast with Sonic, moving as quickly as it did, that now the games came out, you could adjust the speed. You know, you could play it like at 100. You know, you can go to the speed level and turn the speed up to 100. We used to do that. We used to play like that. We used to turn the speed up to 100 and go. James Bond, 007, Agent Under Fire, the first Halo game, all the experienced best players, they played with the speed all the way to 100. If you couldn't play with the speed up to 100, you didn't get the stick. That's how they played. GoldenEye the same way. Speed all the way up to 100. Go. This is before you was playing people online. You had to actually know people and have them in your house, and then they stealing video games, and then you got to go to their house and beat them up. All kind of stuff. We've seen it all, man. Y'all had a crazy childhood. Y'all childhood was limited, where y'all didn't even have friends over. Y'all was just like, I got a whole bunch of people in my ear. I got like 30 people online. No, you actually had to go to people's houses. People was taking the cover off the Nintendo games, taking the little chip out, because there was only one little chip in there for the Nintendo game. It was about this big too. You take that out, they switch the backs of the game, and you next thing you know, you got the cover. It says Metroid. You put it in, and it's Gyromite. You're like, what happened? Somebody done switched the back of them. They'd take the screwdriver, twist those little 5 screws out, switch it, take the little chip, switch the chips. Man, it was crazy. I used to kill people on Joe Montana football. And what's his name used to beat us on Joe Montana football all the time. He used to run a play called an X delay. I think that was Drew. It was either that or it wasn't Tecmo Bowl. He used to have a giant. He used to run the X delay on us. And it was hard to beat that play. And he'll get a first down every time off that play. We were like, every time he would run all these other plays and he'll come back to that X delay. Here comes the X delay. Yeah, it was fun time. Oh yeah, Paulie, he called out McGregor for a fight, and I want to see that fight happen. After Mayweather win, lose, or draw, when you go back to the UFC and get your butt kicked there, you can always come back to boxing and fight Paulie Malignaggi. Yeah, let's see him do that knockout thing that he bragging about. And this is what I can't understand. Sports journalists, people who get paid to know about boxing, know that these people sparred for 3 minutes in a ring. This is what I can't understand about, and my mind is baffled by these people that's supposed to be boxing experts. You know they fought 3-minute rounds for 12 rounds. They went to distance. They went to distance. They showed you less than 1 minute of film. And you like, he won. I'm like, he beat Paulie up. I'm like, are you guys this stupid? When did people get this dumb? I just don't know when it happened. I'm like, when did the pod people just came around? They have really turned people stupid. I'm like, man, I better be quiet. Next thing you know, they're going to come and get a pod people person for me. They're going to be, oh, we didn't get that one. We got to get him. Stuff ain't working. The brainwash ain't working on him. We got to get that brother. And I'm like, everybody just crazy. People are nuts. They don't believe reality. You tell them, like, dude, you know they fought 12 rounds, right? You know a round is 3 minutes, right? They showed you 1 minute of footage. Yeah, but Conor killed him, bro. I mean, dude, they showed you that you haven't seen it. I'm like, please show the 12 rounds. That's all we saying. When the fight's over, Dana White, your big barracuda, stank breath, prostitute sleeping self, why don't you go ahead and just release the footage of the sparring session? That's all we asking. Tell Dana White, put the steroid sandwich down with his steroid milkshake, non-working out self, and go on in here. You can't just take steroids, you gotta work out too, Dana. Can't just take the roids. That's why you look like a confused person. Your body, you can't work out one day of the week and take steroids. It don't work. That's why your body like rating! Defending! All bloated. Like somebody just blew him up with helium. Rating! Defending! 154-pound champion! The notorious Conor McGregor! Like everybody know, it's not even the other fighters. Like what you and Joe Rogan thought y'all was doing? Who y'all thought y'all was fooling? That's what I'm trying to get. Who y'all thought y'all was fooling? That's the main question I want to know. Who y'all thought y'all was fooling? You think people weren't gonna know y'all was on roids? You don't get 40 and start getting cut. And your hair going completely bald. Then Joe Rogan like, yeah, man, when I was taking that stuff, I did not know I was on roids. Really, Joe Rogan? Slap yourself. You announced the sporting event. You were in your 30s when you were doing that. Max, I was trying to call you, man. We got to do the show, man. Oh, we gonna do a Real Brothers. We gonna talk about everything. We got a lot to talk about. What time is it? Oh, it's 11:36 your time. Okay, so tomorrow, what time should I call you, Max? It's probably too late to call you today. So we'll do it tomorrow. 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. my time. I could do that. Favorite movie of all time? That's hard. It's a lot because it's different categories. Heat is one of my favorites. I love The Godfather. I'm not a big Scarface fan. Not a big Scarface fan. Inception, best of all time. It's good, but it's not like the best of all time. It's got a lot of flaws. I was able to understand it from the first go round. People were confused. Goodfellas is another one. I actually like Casino better than Goodfellas. People are hyping up the clip because it makes Conor look good. And it doesn't. Only to non-boxers. And that's what I'm going to do in my next movie review. I'm going to show how people really miss what the movie was really trying to say. People watch Scarface and miss exactly what the point of the movie was about. Can any one of you tell me what the movie Scarface, what was the point in the movie Scarface? What was the lesson in what this was about? No one can tell you. No one, everybody watched this movie, nobody knows what the world it was about. See, this guy said power, cocaine, drugs. No. What was the lesson? He was told this lesson and he didn't follow. The people in this game, the ones that survive, are the ones who fly under the radar. Those are the guys who survive. The guys who want it fast, they never last. They never last. All those guys who go after everything, they never last. He was told. He didn't care. Frank told him. And Frank tried to educate him and to tell him, those who survive in this game, they do it because they survive because they stay under the radar. They stay small. It ain't that Frank couldn't go there. Frank didn't want to go there because he was going to be stepping on other people's toes. Then he going to start wars. Frank told him. But Tony couldn't see because he's blinded by power. He wanted it all. He wanted to run it all. Anybody get in the way, F him. That was the mentality of Tony. But it's self-destructive. You don't last long in that game. You gon' fizzle out. You gonna kill yourself. Self-destruct. Though the guys who want it all, Tony wasn't the first one. If you read the book Scarface, it's a lot deeper. This whole movie's deeper. It goes back to Cuba as to why he was arrested in the first place and what his connection was with his sister. He used to have sex with his sister. A lot of you guys didn't know that. Tony Montana was having sex with his sister. They didn't put it in the movie, but when they were in Cuba, he used to do that. Yeah, Scarface was a book. So that's why you see the connection, why he's so obsessed with people dating his sister. That's why at the end, she was just like, when she went crazy and was like, why don't you F me, Tony? F me, F me. And she's shooting at him. People didn't know that. And that Scarface is actually a remake of the movie Scarface. There's another Scarface. The original Scarface. This is a remake. Scarface published in 1930. But Scarface became every rapper's favorite movie. Okay, let's talk boxing. What do you want to talk about? Because we talked about the Paulie Malignaggi situation already. Yes, we've already stated that. How did I recognize Earl Sweatshirt? And I knew it was him. He has that type of face that only you would remember it when you seen it. He's got a distinctive look. That even it was years down the road, when you look back, you be like, yeah, you'll remember that face. He got the kind of face you'll remember. Would I have signed Earl Sweatshirt? No, I would not have signed him. I would have probably signed him if I had a record company. If I'm trying to get artists in today's game, you want to get artists that are producers. They can rap. Look, let them produce something too. Because if they can't produce, you could always make money having them produce for other rappers and things like that. So you would want that in your repertoire. Well, the heavyweight division, most of those guys are in the NBA. They run it on the NBA courts. Yes, Don is still active. He's just not in the big scale of things the way he used to be. But he still works with Al Heyman. He still does business with Al. The boxer Samaje Thomas is signed with Don King Promotions now. was like 12. I played video games, yeah, when I was like 12. 12? I can't. Oh, the Prince? Oh, the Prince? What's there not to talk about with Prince Nazim? My thing is, Prince Nazim was it. That was it for us. That was like the ultimate. Prince Nazim was one of the richest guys in boxing. He was making so much money in boxing. That's why you think he's not fighting now. He was the first featherweight to make the money he was making. Boxing was dead before he came along. They had Roy Jones, and Roy Jones wasn't really making that kind of money. And all these other fighters were dead and gone. The Prince was putting on epic shows. He was paying money to put his own intros into the ring, those big introductions overseas. That HBO came to him. They came overseas to promote his fights. That's how big he was overseas. And he was knocking people out. He wasn't going to the cards. He had like 17, 18 straight knockouts. He wasn't playing. The first guy that went to distance with him in a while was that guy from Mexico who he was fighting dirty. What I ate for dinner, a cheeseburger and a chocolate shake, and we just threw him under the bus. Barrera beat the Prince for various different reasons. The Prince at that time he made a huge mistake. I love him as a trainer. I love him as a person, but Emmanuel Stewart was not right for the Prince. That was not the guy he should have been with. Because of the way the Prince fights, he did not need Emmanuel Stewart in his corner. He believed he did, and once he brought him in, he was getting hit a lot more and doing things. Emmanuel Stewart was trying to teach him how to be a conventional fighter by throwing body shots, and that was not his forte. He didn't throw a lot of body shots, but he was keeping him in harm's way. The Prince, what made the Prince was the fact that he could elude you with his style and throw punches from his hip and throw punches at angles that only he could generate power from when he just spring from his legs. No featherweight could take his punching power because he was throwing at angles. Why would you take somebody who's that God-gifted and try to turn him into a conventional fighter? That just didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make a sense to his team. But the more money and the more power he got and the more fame he got from winning these fights, things start to change. And once they start to change for him, the Prince couldn't, the people, words was falling on deaf ears. And then I remember him talking to the Prince because the Prince came in there and was like, Manny, I got an idea for the fight. I'm going to come into the ring, and when I come into the ring, I want to try to get him out of there early. Because he ain't, I know he's going to get bait, but I want to try something different from the fight. I want to go to his body, but I'm also going to try to go for my uppercut and get him out of there early. I'm going to get him hurt first. I'm going to daze him with the uppercut. And that's not the game plan we was working on. We got to use the jab. We gotta use the jab first and break them down. Then we're gonna go to the body. Then you go to the head. That's what we've been working on. We've been working on it for 7 weeks. Let's try this way. And if it don't work, then we go to your plan. The problem was, since the Prince was doing his first big pay-per-view against Barrera, everything went left. He was doing the promotion. He was selling the fight. Barrera wasn't even the fight he wanted, because the fight they wanted was Eric Morales. And Eric Morales was going to be a problem for him. But Bob Arum didn't want to risk that. So they went ahead and put in they went and put what's his name in there, Barrera, and that was going to be the test to see if he gets Eric Morales. So when they put the pay-per-view together and he got the Prince in the ring, he was not ready physically for that fight. He was so concerned with the intro to the ring, coming into the ring. He had all the rappers support. All the rappers was talking about him. Nas did a song rapping about him. When I first met you, you thought I was a boxer, Prince Nazim, but I'm the mobster, Nas from Queens. Y'all remember that? All right, Andre Woodward, good night to you. Taylor was shot. Taylor suffered brain injuries. He had bleeding on the brain after the fight that he went into. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it ended up bleeding today, getting messed up. A prime Kevin Kelly, would he have beaten the Prince? No, because prime Kevin Kelly still couldn't take that power. That power was too much. That was the difference in the fight. See, the thing is, Kevin Kelly can outbox him. You can outbox him, but when he lands on a featherweight, pow, pow, they were like gunshots. When I land my shots, it breaks their concentration. And featherweights, they get ready, they confused, and they get ready to get knocked out. He wanted Floyd Mayweather. Barrera outboxed the Prince because the Prince wasn't even fighting like himself. He was not fighting like himself at all. He had some success in a couple of the rounds. He buzzed Barrera. Barrera felt his power a little bit, but he was not himself that fight. He did not train the way he was supposed to. What's going on, guys? Yeah, well, I got some stuff I got to do too, so straight up and down. We all got stuff to do. But I'm going to holler at y'all later. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this stuff. I'll hit you up.